Very important event as we have witnessed the arrival of INEC Chairman as well as the Inspector General of Police. So we're going to be giving you bit by bit of this particular event, so stay tuned. Sorry. Cover your nose. The motor there, motor na yẹn ja, motor na yẹn ja. Ọmọ náà wẹ̀ ní ìgbó láti ẹ̀. The motor na yẹn ja. They're not coming from here. They're coming from there. They're coming from there. But if you like, stay here. And you cannot go there. Wherever they come from, you will cover them very well. Okay? Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. May you all rise for Inspector General of Police and the
the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commissioner, the national commissioners, and all the dignitaries that are here. May I invite the two representatives of the Upper of Benin to please come to the high table. Please, you can take your seats. Now, the media, after taking these initial steps, you clear for people to see. Okay? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me first and foremost say this. I know some persons have been here from about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11, and now it is 12 o'clock. Thank you for your patience. These are sacrifices for democracy. Thank you. Now that the high table is complete, let us follow the program. Ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome to Victor Wifo Creative Hub. This is the center where we are having this very, very important stakeholders meeting. We have the traditional rulers, of course, like I said, the Upper of Benin fully represented, traditional rulers from different parts of Edo State, religious leaders, both the Christian and Islamic faith, members of ISES, the political parties, the candidates, and of course, the media, and then society, and other stakeholders well and fully represented here. You're all very welcome to this very, very important program. If the sound system is ready, let us take the 10th item on the agenda, which is the national anthem. Are you ready, sir? Okay. Are you all right for us to take the national anthem? Ladies and gentlemen, once again I want to thank you for your patience, for your resilience, for your endurance, for having waited for some hours before the commencement of the program. We are going into introduction, and the introduction will take this format. I will take the members seated on the high table. I will introduce them. Then we will pass the microphone down to traditional rulers, religious leaders, members of ISES, and then the political parties, the chairman, and then the candidates. Of course, since the civil society community is too large, I'll just tell them to stand up for the chairman to see the number of persons from the civil society community that are already seated here. So let me do justice to the introduction of members of the high table, and the first on my list is, of course, the chairman of this great commission. I'm talking about the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, the #1 electoral officer of the commission, and of course, by extension, Nigeria as a country. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakub. Chairman, you're welcome, sir. Next on my list, of course, the number one police officer of this great country. Like I said earlier, we're expecting the Hajj, and by the grace of God, the free to begin safely and is here with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, may I also recognize the IG of police. I'm talking about IG Olukayode Adeyolu Egbeto. IG, you're welcome, sir. Thank you very much. We also have two representatives of the Oba of Benin. The Oba of Benin, a great institution. The Oba is unavoidably absent and he sent two representatives to be part of this program. Number one on my list is Chief Judge Ibie Ekato, the Pastor of Benin. You're welcome, sir. The next on my list, who is also a representative of the Oba of Benin, is Professor G.V.O. Ibiniweka, the Osawu Wamba of Benin. Prof, you're welcome, sir. The rest members of the INEC family. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the National Commissioner, our own National Commissioner, that is supervising Edo, Delta, and Cross River States. I'm talking about Professor Rhoda Goodwill. Prof, you're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, the rest of the National Commissioners, in no particular order based on what I have here. The next person is Professor Major General Modibo Akali, retired MMI. Thank you so very much. I also have my own National Commissioner in charge of voter education, information and voter education and publicity. I'm talking about Mr. Sam Olumeku, MNI. Ladies and gentlemen, another National Commissioner that is with us, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Dr. Baba Bila. We also have the man in charge of affairs here in Edo State. I'm talking about the resident electoral commissioner. The man superintending and supervising activities, the runnings of Edo State and Edo State. Talking about the record, Dr. Anundu Ono, Reverend, welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, one other conspicuous face we have here in the high table is the man in charge of police affairs here in Edo State. Talking about the Commissioner of Police here in Edo State, CP Neni Imo. CP, welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I also have the State Director of the Department of State Services. The State Director, Department of State Services here with us, Mrs. Maria Ernest. And I also have the Administrative Secretary of INEC Edo State, Mr. Emmanuel Okodu. Thank you. Thank you. We also have another CP here with us, the one that is very close to me. CP in charge of electoral matter, CP Larry Opulo, DP welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, briefly we'll pass the microphone. Let's the traditional rulers will briefly introduce themselves, religious leaders will briefly introduce themselves, rest members of officers briefly introduce themselves, and then we'll go to the party, the chairman, and of course the candidates, then we'll move to the next item. So let's start from there. Thank you so very much.
Royal Highness Jubilee the Goodwill of the My name is Nanga Amoso. His Royal Highness Nanga Amoso, the Goodwill of the About Chocolate. This is the Royal Highness.
Yeah.
The Goodwill of the
I'm first of Suleiman Ibrahim, Inuki of Ariama, Oba Gatope.
I am His Royal Highness Izaroka Ebarona 1 JP, the Honorable of Okaro from the Goodwill local government.
Apostle Roel Moro, Director, CAN, Research and Strategies and Planning.
Alhaji Musamari Abdulaziz Ibinedu, the Chairman of the State Council for Islamic Affairs. I am Apostle General Irepono Umweke, and the Chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Edo State. Thank you.
I am Reverend Dr. Paul Oliver, Presiding Bishop, Florida Christian Center.
We have to do that way. No,
I am Olumo Abdul
okay.
Ganiu,
Could
the
capture.
former Deputy Chairman.
Or should we capture it from here? Yeah, I'm still getting them.
His Royal Highness, Engineer Emmanuel Oga, the Okugbe of Fuga Clan from the Central Local Government.
Once, Abubenga Joseph, Edo State Commandant, the Grand Security Council Transport.
I am Raymond Ayari, President Anti-Corruption Commissioner, ICPC, Edo State. Welcome, sir.
Morning, sir. Matthew Cyril Zando, Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Corps, Edo State. You're welcome, sir.
Morning, sir. My name is Ogwe Paul Abiniga, Deputy Control of Operations, representing the Control of Operations in the Command, the person of Mrs. Philomena and Philomena Espa. Welcome, sir.
Lieutenant Colonel NM Sani, Nigerian Army.
Representing Director, PSS, INEC Command. I am Commander Fatima, representing NSCC, Commandant INEC.
Morning, sir. CP Mr. Mohammed Bula, Commissioner of Police in charge, INEC Police Unit. We are among the chairman secretary of the league.
Morning, sir. I am MC Onyu, Controller of Immigration Service, Edo State Command.
Dr. Isaac Oshun, Service, German Sales and Edo State Command. Abdullah Alfa, frequent Federal Fighter Command. Good afternoon. I'm only representing the State's Director, National Nutrition Agency.
Good morning. My name is Darren Kennedy, Chairman, ABC, Edo State.
I am Salon Osas Deputy Governor,
AEC.
Good morning. My name is Governorship David Goodwill, Governorship Candidate, African Action Congress, AAC. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Greg Kawaya, Chairman, People's Students Party, Edo State, and Chairman, Inter-Party Advisory Council, IBAC, Edo State. Good afternoon, everybody. I remember Saron Mohamed Rifle, the State Chairman, Action Alliance, AA. Good afternoon, all. I remember my very sagacious self, Honorable Ambassador Morobe Joseph, and Joseph Chairman Agom. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, sir. I'm Dr. Robert Ogo Tasoejo, State Chairman of the Progressive Party, IPP, and also the PRO of IPAC, Apata National Legislation.
Good afternoon, all. I am Hackle Sebo, State Secretary, Macon. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Messiah Eric Zedo, Governorship Candidate of the African Democratic Congress in the state. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Honorable Ken Odion, State Chairman, African Democratic Congress, ADC, Edo State.
Good afternoon, all. I'm Honorable Obama Francis, District Chairman, Action Democratic Party, APP.
Good afternoon. My name is David Goodwill, the candidate of APC. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Right Honorable Dennis Yabosha, a deputy nomination candidate of all progressive Congress. Thank you.
The Chairman of the Adams, the Senator representing Edo North, and Chairman of ABC. Good afternoon, all. Honorable Charles, here I am, and I'm the Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, all. I am Honorable Ugani Dana Sylvester, the Governorship Candidate of INEC Chairman. Thank you. That's very good. I'm Chairman. After all, thank you. Good afternoon, all. Goodwill, Action People's Party, Future. Dr. Paul Oyarema is my name, Deputy Governorship Candidate of Action People's Party. Osia Mene is my name. I'm the State Chairman of the Good Party, the candidate of the party, and also the Secretary of IPAC in this state. Thank you. Good afternoon, all. My name is Deputy Governorship Candidate of the party. Good afternoon, I'm Dr. Fred, Secretary of the Labour Party in this state. I am Obama, KSA Chairman of the Party in this state. Good afternoon, and now from this the State Chairman, Social Democratic Party.
I'm Tony Akibeni. I'm Chairman, PDP, Edo State. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Asuri Bilalo, the gubernatorial candidate for the People's Democratic Party. afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fred Ikmawosa Nwangwe, New Nigeria People's Party Chairman.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Edith William Isoko, Deputy Governorship Candidate, New Nigeria People's Party, NNP.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patience Ndidi Ofereki, Governorship Candidate of People's Redemption Party, PRP.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Ahmed Tigas Mustafa, Deputy Governorship Candidate of Young Progressive Party.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bishop Akaran, PhD, FCSI, the governorship candidate of the Senate Labour Party. All protocols duly observed. I'm Dr. Isaac Simon. I'm the State Secretary, SDP Edo State.
Thank you very much. I want the civil society community to please stand up for the chairman to acknowledge the CSOs, please. Wow. Please, all this, that is good. That is good. Thank you very much. Let me say this, Honorable Chairman. The Edo State has a very vibrant, strong, and dynamic civil society community. And we have been working with them in all the things that we do. Now, ladies and gentlemen, not by intention, but by omission. I didn't recognize one of the drink dignitaries here on the high table. And of course, is the AI who is covering Delta and Edo State. Sorry for that mistake. I'm talking about INEC. Is he here, sir? Oh, sorry, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the next item. We are now into
governorship candidates, and of course their deputies as well as chairman of the various political parties participating in the September 21 governorship election have introduced themselves as well as other dignitaries. So all is now set for the commencement of all these important events. So stay tuned to as we give you bit by bit updates as far as this election is concerned.
You're welcome.
The chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, my boss, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, and to take leave to make two applications, especially application, before I start. The number one is that on page 6 of this program, Edo SAP should be the last one should take Edo not 79%. So I believe that my Islamic application has been accepted, Chairman. Another one is to adopt the already established protocol. I also hope that it has been accepted by my chairman. The engagement with and support from partners and stakeholders is one of the critical factors for success of electoral process, and it is on this note that I welcome you all to this all-important meeting. It is important to update you on the activities of the Commission. There you go. The Commission, under the able leadership of Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, published timetable and schedule of activities for the Edo State 2024 governorship election on the 26th September 2023. And out of the 19 schedule of activity, we have completed 11. We have engaged and sought the buy-in, confidence, and trust of the stakeholder through regular and periodic consultation and partnership. The Commission has treated all political parties and their candidates fairly and equally in a transparent manner and non-partisan manner in the conduct and the implementation of all the activities in the electoral process. We shall stand firm to defend the independence and autonomy of the Commission in discharging our duties and responsibility as defined in the extant laws and guidelines. The Commission had a continuous voters registration exercise at the 192 registration centers in 18 local governments of the state on the 27th day of May to 9th June 2024. We equally displayed them for claims and objection for 7 days, for the 12th to 19th of June 2024. The issuance of PVC at the registration center for 5 days, and thereafter we now went to local government area. We have trained our staff for purposes of capacity building on election administration and management. We have also done 3 layers training for electoral security personnel. We have also had an engagement and training with people with disabilities. We have received non-sensitive materials from our headquarters, and we have also backed them according to their unit. According to the polling unit in the 4,519 units of the 192 wards in the state, the 18 local governments of the state. We have received funds from our headquarters and have also disbursed them to the various local government electoral officers for the vehicular importation of movement men and men. Funds have been given for both the riverine areas, affected riverine areas. We have disbursed funds for crafts, preparation and activation. Training logistic funds have also been disbursed. Presentation of voters registered to political parties. This is to enhance the stakeholder confidence in the voters register. Also to increase the accuracy of voters register and to increase public awareness of the voters registration process. We have a robust voters education and awareness through instant jingles and announcements and roadworks, radio, television, and regular press briefings. We have tested all our viewers after the flood to confirm all ports and hardware features that are okay. Out of that, we have 3,817 beavers that were recovered from the flood. We have also received beavers from the different states. We have also charged the beavers to ensure that the batteries life lasts through the election. Charging of the power bank has been done. On the monitoring of the political parties, well, only 2 political parties have submitted their itinerary to us, APC and Good Party. We have also monitored who have been monitoring their campaigns. This address will not be complete without thanking our honorable chairman and members of the commission, especially my national commissioner supervising Edo State, for the encouragement and support they have been giving to us. We have the security agencies in the state have been very, very helpful. And the NYSC, they are our major partner in this exercise. We thank you. The Commission therefore appeals to all stakeholders to join us in mobilizing all voters who have collected their PVC to come out in mass to vote for the party and the candidate of their choice for the Edo State Governorship election come the 1st of September 2024. And once again, welcome all of you to this meeting. I wish you a fruitful deliberation. Thank you and God bless you.
Please, a better round of applause for my resident electoral commission. Ladies and gentlemen, going to the next, which is the sixth item. It's opening remarks by our own supervising national commissioner. Somebody very, very amiable. In fact, in INEC he says he's a true definition of the modern. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Professor Goodwill, National Commissioner. You can make your remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My Honorable Chairman, please permit me to follow the already existing protocol. I'm delighted to welcome you all to the election stakeholders meeting for the 2024 governorship election in Edo State. Edo State governorship election, which is one of the off-cycle elections in the country, is scheduled to be held on the 21 September 2024. This is in line with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, and Section 28, 1 of the Electoral 2022. The Commission had a timetable and schedule of activities for this governorship election. There are 13 key activities for implementation, which the Commission has successfully implemented 11 activities. The publication of notice of rules of the Electoral Act, Section 44, which is the 11th activity, was implemented on Saturday, 7th September 2024. The outstanding activities are: number 1, the last day for campaigns by political parties. That will be on the 19th September 2024. And the date of the governorship election will be 21st September 2024. The Commission is committed keeping strictly to the dates as detailed in the timetable and schedule of activities for the 2024 governorship election in Edo State. Cognizant to the fact that many pupils have turned 18 years since the last time of voter registration in January 2023, which was used for the conduct of 2023 general election, the Commission successfully conducted continuous voters registration in line with Section 9(6) of the 2022 Electoral Act. In doing that, the Commission updated and revised the register of voters that is not later than 90 days before any election covered by the Act. This exercise recorded a total of 2,629,025 voters registered in Edo State after cleaning up the data using the automated biometric identification system. You may also recall or be aware that the Commission lifted the suspension of permanent voter cards on 29th May 2024. 27th May 2024. All uncollected PVCs were made available for collection during the CVR exercise. In addition, the Commission also scheduled a new PVC collection from 22 to 26 August 2024 at array level and continued at LGAs from 28th of August to 8th September 2024. The Commission will make public the total PVC collected and uncollected at the appropriate time. As part of preparation, the Commission also conducted a mock accreditation exercise yesterday, which is 10th September 2024, testing the biometric voter registration system, the BVAS, and the result portal uploading at 3 senatorial districts in 6 local government areas comprising 12 polling units. The Commission will deploy BVAS in all the 4,519 polling units in Edo State for the election. Trained technical support staff will be deployed to all registration areas, local government areas, and polling units to provide technical support for the viewers. Please also note that voters must present their PVCs to the election officials before they will be allowed to vote on election day. The Commission's mandate is to conduct free, fair, credible, and inclusive election. We are sure that the Commission is committed to maintaining a high level of professionalism, accuracy, impartiality, and diligence in the discharge of our duties to uphold the integrity of the process. The Commission once again appeals to political parties, candidates, and supporters to maintain decorum and civility in the conduct of election day come 21st September 2024. Thank you for listening, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, our own National Commissioner, for that brief remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an electoral commission that is the largest in West Africa. We also have a voters register that is larger than the third voting strength in the rest of the West African countries. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a chairman that for the first time is running a second term. And for this very important occasion, the chairman is here to make some very, very fundamental presentations. Without wasting more time, ladies and gentlemen, let me call on my chairman to please come and make his remarks. I'm talking about Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. Chairman, welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I think first of all, let me, on behalf of the Independent National Electoral Commission, apologize to all stakeholders and invited guests for commencing the program behind schedule. But it was for a good reason, as we'll hear from myself and later from the Inspector General of Police. Having said that, let me first recognize the #1 police officer in the Federal Republic, the Inspector General of Police himself, and then pay tribute to the owners of the land, the representatives of His Imperial Majesty, the Oba of Benin, the Chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, the Chairman of political parties in Edo State. We can't do without you. You are our primary stakeholders. The candidates and their running mates, National Commissioners of INEC, the Resident Electoral Commissioner, Edo State, the Commissioner of Police and other members of the Inter-Agency Competitive Committee on Election Security, ICSES, other traditional leaders, religious leaders, election observers, I'm happy to see you in your numbers, media organizations, I'm also happy to see you in all your varieties, from television to print to online. Other invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me join the Resident Electoral Commissioner for Edo State and the Supervising National Commissioner, Professor Rodo Gumus, to welcome you to this stakeholders meeting. In particular, I would like to welcome the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun, to this meeting. As most of you are aware, it has been the tradition that a stakeholders meeting of this nature is convened on the eve of major off-cycle governorship elections, jointly addressed by the INEC Chairman and the Inspector General of Police. For me in particular, this is the third time I'm addressing stakeholders on the eve of governorship election in Edo State. I was here in 2016, I was here in 2020, and by God's grace, I'm here today. The purpose of this interactive meeting is to brief political parties and candidates, as well as accredited election observers, the media, and other stakeholders on the preparations for the election. In particular, the Inspector General of Police will address us on security preparations, while I will address you on electoral preparations. And together, we will respond to issues and concerns you may wish to raise. On the part of INEC, active preparations for the election started last year with the release of the timetable and schedule of activities for as required by law. 13 statutory activities were listed, beginning with the publication of the notice of election and ending with the election day. This document has the last day of campaign by political party in the election has obtained a court order to compel the committee to include the party on the ballot. We have complied with the court order. On this note, I must commend all stakeholders in Edo State for the level of mobilization, both for the registration of voters and the collection of PVCs. In just 5 days at ward level, over 125,000 PVCs were collected, representing 68.3% of all the new PVCs we've delivered to the state. By the time we add the figures of collection at local government level, which ended on Sunday last week, the figure is going to go even higher, and the percentage will probably approach 80%. And therefore, for the first time, we have made PVCs available for collection, but there are no agitations for the extension of time for the collection of PVCs. I must commend all stakeholders for the level of mobilization for the collection of PVCs. As already announced by the Commission, Edo State now has 2.6 million registered voters. And as the National Commissioner Supervising Edo said, and at the REC I think also mentioned, this figure may appear low in the context of Nigerian elections, 2.6 million. But Edo State has 200,000 more registered voters than the Republic of Liberia. So the election we are going to hold on Saturday is like a general election in the Republic of Liberia. With 2.6 million registered voters, Edo State has more voters than the Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, and Kefar put together. So it's like conducting elections in 3 different countries. In Nigeria, Edo is only one of the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. So in our commitment to transparency, the Commission has made available soft copies of the entire register of voters to each political party fielding candidates in the forthcoming election. In the next few days, the Commission will publish the detailed breakdown of PVCs collected for each of the 4,519 polling units across the state. Meanwhile, all uncollected PVCs will be mopped up from the 18 local government areas and warehoused in the Central Bank of Nigeria until after the governorship election. As you are aware, election is a multi-stakeholders activity. INEC has a role to play, but this must be complemented by stakeholders. The 2024 Edo State governorship election is not just a national election, it is also of global interest. The Commission has so far accredited 134 observer groups, 124 domestic and 10 international, and together they are deploying 1,836 observers across the state. Similarly, we have accredited 114 media organizations, deploying 721 journalists. We have also accredited thousands of agents representing candidates and political parties at the 4,730 polling and collection locations, made up of the 4,519 polling units, 192 ward collection centers, the 18 local government collection centers, and the state collection center in our state office here in Benin. I want to assure you that the accreditation tags for all categories of stakeholders are virtually ready. We will announce the date and venue for the collection in the next 24 hours. Similarly, election duty vehicle stickers are available for collection from our Edo State office here in Benin City. In our engagements with stakeholders at the national level, stakeholders underscored the importance of providing security during the election to guarantee their personal safety, the protection of their equipment in the case of the media deploying expensive equipment, including the outside broadcasting ban for live coverage. And they also demanded unimpeded access to voting and collection locations. The Commission conveyed these concerns to the security agencies at the last meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security at the national level. We have also discussed the security of our own officials, both regular and ad hoc, for the election, the service providers, such as transporters, and above all, the citizens that will vote during the election. I'm glad that the relevant agencies have given us the necessary assurance of security during the election. We'll hear more, I believe, from the Inspector General of Police shortly. Let me reassure stakeholders that INEC is ready for the election. We are deploying the BVAS machines for voter accreditation at polling units and for upload of results to the INEC Result Viewing Portal, the IREV. Only yesterday, as mentioned by the Supervising National Commissioner, we conducted mock accreditation in 12 polling units across 6 local government areas in the 3 senatorial districts of the state. The purpose was to test run our deployment of technology to safeguard the credibility of the election. I'm glad to report that the mock was successful and the result can be viewed on the IREV portal. But let me quickly add that the machines used for the mock accreditation and the training of officials will not be used on election day. Let me repeat. The machines used for the mock accreditation and the machines we've used for the training of some category of ad hoc staff and the next category of ad hoc staff we are going to train will not be used on election day. We have sufficient machines for the election which have been configured for voter accreditation and the upload of results distinct from those used for the mock accreditation and training. For the 2024 Edo State Governorship election holding next week, INEC has been open and transparent about our processes. We engaged several times with stakeholders at the national level and here in Edo State. We have made every information about the election available to Nigerians. We have published the list of candidates, the number of registered voters, and the number of PVCs collected. We have made available the locations of voting and collection centers across the state. We have accredited observers and media organizations for the election. We have accredited polling and collection agents and made the details public. Only yesterday, we visited some of the local government areas to assess our own readiness for the election. We have test run, as I said earlier, our election technology in preparation for the election. We are deploying the requisite number of technical staff to address challenges in the field that may occur. We have made arrangements for land and maritime transportation of personnel and materials. We have arranged for the delivery of sensitive materials for the election, and these materials will arrive at Edo State early next week. We will invite political parties and stakeholders for the usual inspection of the materials at the Central Bank of Nigeria here in Benin ahead of the delivery of the same materials to the local government areas. We are leaving no stone unturned in our preparations for the election, always in consultation with the stakeholders. I therefore urge you to play your own part positively in delivering yet another credible governorship election in Edo State. You should continue to restrain your supporters from violence and other disruptive conduct, and the best way to do so is by the personal example you set as political parties and candidates, both in your campaign speeches and in your actions. Before I conclude, I would like to remind you that tomorrow, Thursday, 12th September 2024, the peace accord involving parties and candidates will be signed at 10 in the morning at this venue. Our respected former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, will preside over the occasion in his capacity as the chairman of the National Peace Committee. And I learned just before we came in that he has landed in Benin for the program tomorrow. So some of you here may recall that exactly 4 years ago in September 2020, Edo State made history are the first step in Nigeria that the peace accord was signed ahead of a governorship election. I trust that you will honor the Peace Committee by your presence here tomorrow, and most importantly, abide by the terms of the accord for a peaceful election. On this note, I once again welcome you to this stakeholders meeting for the 2024 Edo State governorship election. I thank you and God bless.
Wow. Thank you so very much. Another round of applause for the Honorable Chairman of the Commission. There are so many take-homes from this Chairman's speech, but I think I leave that for the stakeholders. Now let's move to the next, which is the address or speech by the Inspector General of Police. Luckily, we have the IG here, the #1 police officer in the country of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to bring the IG here. I'm talking about IG Kayode Adeolu, PhD and NPN. And your workers.
Before I give my address, I would like to join the chairman of INEC in giving an apology to the stakeholders for starting this program behind schedule. Like the chairman said, it is due to unforeseen reasons, and it's for good reasons. The chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Yakubu Mahmoud, the representatives of the Oba of Benin, the resident electoral commissioner, Edo State, and other INEC federal commissioners here present, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 5 Benin, AIG Arungwa Onwasi, the CP Edo State Command, and other heads of security agencies in Edo State here present, senior officers here present, party chairmen, candidates and other representatives of parties, political parties here present, our friends from the civil society organization here present, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is with a profound sense of responsibility and dedication to our democratic values that I'm here today to join our esteemed chairman, the chairman of INEC, Professor Yakubu Mahmoud, to address critical issues concerning the gubernatorial election in Edo State, scheduled for Saturday, 21st of September, 2024. To me, the Edo State governorship election that is coming is not merely a procedural event. It is an opportunity for us to reaffirm our commitment to democratic principles, the rule of law, and the integrity of the electoral process. Free and fair elections are bedrock of democracy. While it is the responsibility of all stakeholders to ensure that elections take place in a conducive environment, the task of securing the electoral process rests squarely with the police. The Electoral Act has mandated the Nigerian Police Force to take the lead in policing the election, and we are dedicated to executing this responsibility with excellence. As in the past elections, the police will be supported by other national security agencies who will join us in ensuring the safety and security of the electoral process, demonstrating our collective commitment to a peaceful and credible election. We understand the vital importance of our roles in this election, and I want to assure you that we are well prepared to perform our duties with excellence. We will safeguard the electoral process by ensuring the safety of all persons and properties, including equipment that will be involved in this election. We will ensure strict compliance and enforcement of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Electoral Act, the Police Act 2020, the Criminal Penal Code, Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, and other requisite laws. Crowd and traffic management at all electoral-related activities, political party, convention, congresses, campaigns, rallies, procession, etc. We will provide a conducive environment for the peaceful conduct of credible elections. Our approach to election security is grounded in the principles of neutrality, professionalism, and respect for human rights. We are committed to deploying sufficient personnel and resources to ensure effective crowd management, prevent electoral violence, and address any emerging security issues. In this election, the police will be deploying 35,000 personnel, and this will be complemented by over 8,000 members of the armed forces and other security agencies. In preparation for the election, the Nigerian Police Force, in collaboration with these other security agencies, has undertaken several measures, including conducting a thorough threat analysis of vulnerable points in Edo State to deploy resources effectively, engaging in interagency consultation and collaboration at both national and state levels, performing operational visits by the Police Election Planning Monitoring and Evaluation Team to Edo State for all the ground assessment and preparation. In the lead-up to this election, the Nigerian Police Force, with other security agencies, will engage continuously with political parties and relevant stakeholders and conduct public enlightenment campaigns for eligible voters and interest groups across the state. Provide robust security for INEC officials, ensure the safe escort of electoral materials from storage facilities to registration areas, centers, and polling units. Secure the state's entry and exit points with military support, and ensure strict enforcement of the restriction order on movement on the election day. The Nigerian Police, in addition, will deploy adequate operational assets as necessary for this election. I once again assure you of our unwavering neutrality and the neutrality of all participating security agencies. Our commitment is to a free and fair election, ensuring a level playing field for all candidates. Our personnel have been trained to carry out their duties with professionalism and impartiality. Our loyalty lies with the Constitution and the people of Nigeria. To the political parties and the candidates, I urge you to adhere strictly to the rules and respect the electoral process. Let us collectively foster an environment that upholds democratic values and honors the will of our people. I assure the residents of Edo State that we are fully prepared to safeguard your safety and security throughout this electoral process. Your right to vote is sacred, and we will protect it. I encourage you to come out in large numbers to exercise your right, confident that our extensive deployment is intended to ensure your safety and integrity of the election. I take this opportunity to warn all potential troublemakers contemplating destructive actions to abandon such intentions. The security forces will not tolerate any form of political thuggery, violence, or hooliganism. Any attempt to undermine the electoral process will be met with swift and decisive action. Moreover, I want to emphasize that the management of election security solely the responsibility of the Nigerian Police Force and other national security agencies within the ISES. This responsibility does not extend to quasi-security entities or non-state actors. I hereby direct all local security apparatus within Edo State to refrain from interfering with election security functions. Any individual or group engaging in unauthorized security activities will face immediate arrest and prosecution. In this regard, the activities of Edo State Security Corps, which has been suspended, remains suspended until further notice. Movement of persons and vehicles will be restricted from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the day of election. All orderlies and escorts to VIPs will be withdrawn on the eve of the election, with alternative security arrangements provided across the state. At this junction, I would like to highlight some of the actions that will constitute offense on the election day. The Electoral Act 2022 as amended in section 124 makes it an offense for any person who knowingly votes or attempt to vote in the constituency where his or her name is not in the register of voters. Any person who knowingly bring into a polling unit during an election a voter's card issued to another person commits an offense. Section 125 also makes it an offense for any person to act or incite others to act in a disorderly manner. Section 126 prohibits any person at the polling unit or within a distance of 300 meters to canvass for votes, solicit for votes, persuade any voter not to vote for any particular candidate, shout slogans concerning the election, persuade any voter not to vote, be in possession of offensive weapons. And I want to repeat this. It is an offense under the electoral law for any person to be in possession of any offensive weapon on the day of election. This should be noted by all and sundry. I urge political leaders to please warn their supporters, because any person seen with offensive weapon on that day of election will be treated as criminals and not as voters. No person shall intimidate any voter or wear symbols of any party on the day of election, loiter without lawful excuse after voting or after being refused to vote, blare siren. Section 1262 also makes it an offense for any person to convene or attend meeting during the hours of polls, or make official announcement, or wear any badge. I want stakeholders to take note of these acts that constitute these electoral offenses and use it to warn their supporters to adhere strictly to the rules of this election. In closing, I thank you for your attention and cooperation. Together, let us ensure that the Edo State Governorship Election 2024 becomes a shining example of excellence in our electoral processes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A better round of applause for the IG. Thank you very much. We have heard from the Inspector General of Police. He didn't leave words. He was very explicit and he has said it all. Ladies and gentlemen, before I move to the next one, let me use this opportunity to acknowledge my colleagues, main staff of the Independent National Electoral Commission that are in this hall. We have directors from INEC headquarters in Abuja, well seated. We also have heads of department from the state office here. We also have electoral officers of the various local governments also well seated here. I bring heads of units, I guess also, and all staff of the Independent National Electoral Commission that are well seated here. Thank you for coming. This is our program, and I know that you are all here in mass. Let's go to the next one, which is Goodwill messages. And the Goodwill messages will take this format. First and foremost, I've been directed that we should give the first shot to one of the representatives of the Oba. He will come and give us a message from the palace. After that, the second one is going to be chairman of IPAC. The chairman of IPAC. IPAC is one of our very close friends. So I'm talking about the Interparty Advisory Council, and I think the chairman is here. IPAC is the body of all the political parties. Next, of course, is religious leaders. When we get to the religious leaders, we will start with somebody from the Muslim faith, and then the second one will be somebody from the Christian faith. And that will suffice for the Goodwill messages, and then we now move to comments and discussions. Here at this point, I invite somebody from the palace to please come and give us a message from His Royal Majesty. Thank you, sir.
Please allow me to stand on the already established protocol. But most importantly, the Palace of the Oba will welcome our visitor, the INEC Chairman and the Stakeholder General Police. As we all know, the Palace of the Oba is not partisan. But however, the Oba will pray that whoever emerge as the winner of the Edo State Governorship election should take note that the top priority should be the development of Edo State. To ensure that we drive Edo State to the apex of achievement. Having said that, also want to appeal to INEC to conduct a free, fair, credible election, and the security operative so to ensure that the safety of properties and lives in Edo State should be their top priority. We pray that God Almighty and our ancestors we shall have a free, peaceful election come September 21st. I thank you all for coming, and I pray that God Almighty, in line with our ancestors, guide you to your various destinations. Thank you. Go back up there.
Thank you, sir. IPAC chair, please come and give us your appropriate message.
What is that? Yeah. Wow. Very first time I'm seeing that. That's a good one.
Thank you very much. I want to say that I observe all protocols as earlier done by the very great dignitaries that we have here this afternoon. Once again, my name is Dr. Greg Minowaya, Chairman of the Party Advisory Council, Edo State. I also double as the Chairman of the People's Protection Party, Edo State. This is about the second time the National Chairman of INEC is coming to Benin for this very purpose, ahead of the elections. In the last meeting that we had very fruitful discussions. And I remember what I highlighted as what IPAC stood for, as far as elections are concerned, is that we are begging and asking for a very peaceful election. To a large extent, IPAC Edo State was planning a peace summit, which we have collapsed into a larger peace summit sort of conference by our national body, IPAC. On the 13th of this month, the national chairman of IPAC, Alhaji Dantani, will be in town. And we also have a program similar to this where we expect all stakeholders to be present so that we all talk in Georgia ahead of the elections. I have this very strong belief that, and conviction too, that elections are not only democratic if they are just free and fair. Elections are truly democratic if they are free, fair, and peaceful. It is for no reason, and it is not justified by enemies. For example, for us to kill people that we want to administer. So this is a passionate plea from IPAC as chairman to ask that all political actors should try as much as possible, as appealed and asked by our leaders here, that we should conduct ourselves on the day of elections in a very peaceful manner, pre, during, and post elections. Of course, we must try as much as possible, and that is what IPAC stands for. We are all members of IPAC, so to a large extent, IPAC is non-partisan too. So we must try as much as possible to ensure that this election is peaceful. Of course, the national chairman of INEC has also shown by his body language that is truly committed to a peaceful election. The same thing with the IG from what he just said now. So IPAC Edo State and IPAC National, we are joining voices with them to say, please, this election must be peaceful. And to also ask that by every means, this election will be free and fair, so that at the end of the day, we'll have a truly free and fair and democratic election that will bring up someone that will actually be freely elected to administer our state, Edo State. So my goodwill message is to beg everybody to please join hands with INEC and the police to ensure that the election is peaceful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Can the leader of the Islamic faith please come and give us a goodwill message? Thank you so much.
The chairman of INEC, the Inspector General of Police, is permitted to stand on the state protocol. I want to thank the INEC for this gathering, and in fact, a series of events like this have been held, all for to show that we have a peaceful election. I want to also use the opportunity to thank all the various candidates that have shown interest in serving the state, and it is good because the interest you have to serve the state. I feel that at the end of the day, government will give power to whoever you want to give power to. So we all know that not everybody will win this election. At the end of the day, some will win and some will lose. Election is not war. For those that have that they don't be able to get it now, they should know that there are more days ahead. So we should not be fighting ourselves or killing ourselves, because if we cannot win today, we can win tomorrow. God give power to whoever you want to give power to. It's not by force. So all the efforts that the government have put in place, especially the INEC, to make sure that there is a peaceful election, it is good that we don't allow to go into being in vain. So even as we are here,
whatever message we get here today, it is good and should also take it down home because not everybody will be here now. So that at the end of the day, everybody will have a peaceful election. Thank you for the audience.
Thank you. The Chairman of CAN, please. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm the Chairman of INEC, Inspector General of Police. Please permit me to adopt the existing protocol. I bring you all very warm greetings from the Christian Association of Nigeria. I want to thank INEC for this gathering. It's a very good one. We have had the readiness of INEC for this upcoming election. We've had the arrangement in place for a peaceful election that is Inspector General of Police. They are very good talks. And if these things that have been said here are carried out, we can look forward to a peaceful, a credible election that everybody will be glad about. So we encourage every voter to exercise their franchise, go to the polling station and vote, and be sure that the person that rightly deserves to win is the one that is announced as winner. We will continue to pray for. That's what we do best in the Christian Association of Nigeria. We are men of God. We continue to pray for a peaceful, credible, and fair election. An election that will lead to the emergence of a candidate that will rule with the fear of God, a candidate that will rule with competence, with character, and with compassion, so that the people of the district will rejoice. We are looking forward to such a fair election, and we are praying that officers who are spoken to us today will do what they have said they will do. If they do that, the election will be peaceful. And we want to encourage everyone to look forward to such a peaceful election. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much. We are through with Goodwill messages at this point. So let's move to the next one, which is the discussions and comments. And I've been directed to take this format. We'll give first and foremost to the political parties. And even the political parties is going to be alphabetical. So if somebody from the first party alphabetically, which is accord, if you have something to say, you step forward, or we move to the next one, which is AA. Somebody from accord. Thank you.
My very distinguished National Chairman, INEC, the IG, the IGs seated here representing our Royal Majesty Yoba Obini, the security chiefs here present. I want to thank all the chairmen, all the leaders of the political party here present, the civil society, religious leaders, and all the sagacious leaders here present. My very candid advice is this. Election, this very particular election is not do or die. As political leaders, we are to what? Play by the rules, not to run the states. If you run the states, who are you going to govern when you are elected? The very particular thing we must do, let us play by the rule. And all three factors
that will bring peace to the state is very, very challenging to us. Today, our expectations, my national chairman of INEC, please, political parties must be addressed clearly to abide by the rules and not to burn the state. The way it is going now, we are our saddle with responsibility of making sure that this election will be free, fair, and credible. That is what we are telling INEC, the umpire, to please let us conduct this election to be free, fair, and credible. And that is our stand. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I said, no, they don't call for me. Let him start. Don't worry. No, we are check on them. Go check on them. Check.
Yeah, please. The next one is going to be AA.
I didn't expect it to last like that.
We don't want the party leaders to please come to the podium. We are taking the microphone to you people so that you will make your comments there. So anybody from AA? Anybody from AA? Nobody? Okay, thank you. Let's move to the next one, which is AAC. Anybody from AAC? Please try and make it fair.
Not here.
You can stand now.
You are right.
The mic, is it not working?
Not yet. What of your friend, Jude? How are you?
You can stand now.
All protocols observed. My name is Governorship, the AEC presidential candidate for Edo 2024. My brief comment. Okay. My brief comment to this stakeholders meeting is, first of all, I want to thank the Nigeria Independent National Electoral Commission, the Nigerian Police Force, and all the bodies that have put this meeting together to address us in preparation for the Edo 2024 elections. I want to say that we know that INEC have been organizing free and fair elections for a very long time now, but I urge INEC this time to make Edo elections to be the freest and the fairest we have ever known in Nigeria this year 2024. And the state have been very developed recently with cases of intimidation by members of several political parties or supposedly to the same political party. I want to say that the security agencies should please swing into action. A lot of us have been intimidated time and time again, and we've cried out, spoken, and I hope this will be a clarion call for us to please for them to come to our aid and assist some of us so we can have a free, fair election. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Anybody from ADC?
Sorry.
You already there? Anybody from ADC?
AA have a comment. In this meeting, first of all, I appreciate INEC. I appreciate key stakeholders. But majorly, I'm afraid because of what is happening in Edo regarding the police arresting some of my party members. It happened in Akoko Edo. Arresting them is not a matter, but they should charge them to court so that I don't know. The police commissioner is here, the IG is here. Please, we will act on that because we cannot continue deceiving ourselves.
We are not continuing. Because if we are saying we are signing this across tomorrow and the IPAC pick as well next tomorrow, and the thing is not peaceful, please, the IG should act on that. Those that are arrested should be taken to court for a proper release.
Thank you. APC. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I am Derek Zelman, the ADC governorship candidate. I have 3 key points I'd like to discuss briefly. The first one is security. We know clearly that the system quality is heated up, and so that we should create the necessary environment for people to exercise their civil rights without fear or favor, and that those who are spoiling for a fight to shift their swords more than execute show of force to that effect. The second one is directed at the political parties and my fellow contestants. Edo State is ours, is our proud state. We must conduct ourselves in a responsible way. Our rhetoric should be toned down because it has an impact on our followers. We need to shield our swords and ensure that the polity is calm and our state is safe for free and fair elections. The last one is to INEC, their national chairman. We have seen the last elections. People have rightly or wrongly said various things. I have my views, but herein lies a very unique opportunity for us to make a statement. I know technology can be very challenging. We need to ensure this time that everything works freely and fairly. And I want to put a challenge to the Independent National Electoral Commission that this election, the Edo State election in 2024, should be the only election that is not challenged in the courts of law. We are tired of judgment of people being elected at the courts. I pray this is conducted and the technology works freely and fairly and is conducted effectively to give us the best candidate that will serve our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I guess we are now on number 6. If it is number 6, that is APC. Are we there? APC. Right. Thank you.
All protocol duly observed. We are happy for the preparation so far from INEC. We've been following up from registration date. We have no reason to complain. But I heard just now when the General of Police said that ESN remained suspended. And I want to draw his attention to the fact that remain suspended. This group was suspended when they attacked our candidate at the airport and the policeman was killed. This group was suspended when they attacked us in Goodwill. I am sure that is what the other party, because he has affiliation to you who carried out the operation. In it. Then they were suspended when they attacked us in this Central. And somebody was shot, one of us was shot. And they were suspended when they attacked us in the Southwest. It's been a series of attacks, and we said it from the beginning when we had the first meeting with the INEC Chairman, and the Commissioner of Police was there, and we drew the attention to the fact that they are using that security network to make people and even shoot at people. So we want to draw the General Police attention to the fact that if they are suspended, they should ensure that they are suspended. If not, it will be difficult for us to watch them and see them shooting at us. So I want his attention drawn to it so that if they are suspended, certain steps should be taken to ensure that they are actually suspended. Outside that, I think the party is okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next is APGA. Next is APGA. Yes, anybody from APGA? Nobody? Nobody. Okay, let's move to APM. Anybody from APM?
Yes. Good afternoon. Founding of this, I want to thank INEC Chairman for his gathering and the police IG. Our major concern is the security outfit in those cities. We want the IG and his men to do something more about the security. In those states, last election, we have so many security outfits. So many of people. We are using this video to appeal to all the security agencies to do the best, to do their best to make sure that this election is peaceful, credible, so that it will be what Edo State will be proud of. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's move to APP. Anybody from APP? Anybody? Okay.
Thank you very much. Dr. Paul Oyariman Shani, Deputy Governorship candidate for APP. Thank God for all that admins have said to me. I'm looking forward for a proper election. Our party believing that we're going to INEC conduct the proper election. If you are not going to see, if you are agree, go to court. Number two, not just finding the security network that is the issue. One of those who are the tigers and the lions. I want the police, Inspector General of Police, to look into it properly. There are political security hands that are already threatening the peace of Edo State. Please let the DSS do their work thoroughly, and they will know that until we have peace, election will not go properly. Thank you.
Next is Boots Party BP.
Good afternoon.
Defending Dr.
While the General of Police was addressing us, he said that 5,000 police personnel have been deployed to the states, and another 8,000 other security personnel have been mobilized for backup. But sir, with this huge amount of security personnel, it will give a very disappointing outing if some of these persons are compromised. That is, if they compromise the assignment they were given, and then the security flaws become very, very obvious, even to the minor. So my question is, what will be, or what are the measures that your establishment has put in place to penalize security personnel that officially, because someone who is banning on security people, while the people there will not do their job as expected. That is number one. My second question is, INEC officials, it's expected that maybe they are done with the voting and are to transmit the information straight to INEC and all that. If also those INEC officials fail to do their job or compromise, what is the best way to address them, and what are the measures put in place to penalize? Because if we keep talking about people that there is possibility of an offense, but there is no strict measures, and the measures are very open, then the whole essence is infertility. These are my questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Next is LP, Labour Party. Anybody from LP? Thank you.
Once more, I am coming from our KSC, Chairman of the States.
let me request that I be allowed to use the Goodwill Foundation and the names. Ask my question. Of course, we go to talk of security. As if that question was probably made by one of us here now, but I want to indeed bring an emphasis to it. I am not particularly talking about of any suspension of any group of an agency, but I am particularly looking at the shootout that happened within the precincts of the airport environment sometimes ago in those states. I do not know who was shooting at who, but there was a shootout. What has been done? What is the police doing now? Has anybody been arrested? Is anybody pushing in that direction? I'm saying this more emphatically because the IG laid out certain rules right now and told us with emphasis that this election will be handled very dexterously. If this is a backlog of social disorder that we are not informed about what steps have been taken so far, what are the guarantees of assurances that we can have that this election will go on as spelled out in the letters? Furthermore, as a second question, which is to INEC, is as of today, are PVC still being collected? If PVC are no longer being collected, there are situations of PVCs that are not being produced, because some of the information we got on Sunday for those who went there was that, oh, your PVC had not been produced. Please leave your phone number, we will call you as soon as you're ready. So I wish that the INEC Chairman and the IG help us put enlightenment into this question. Thank you very much.
Next is NMPP. Thank you. Most respectfully, on behalf of my party, I want to say a very big thank you to IG, police, the National Chairman of INEC. Yeah, we are all residents here in the state, and we are stakeholders and various political parties. But there are issues that are begging for others officially. We are considered opposition parties in the state, the NPP and other political parties. But few weeks ago, at the time, we've heard from lots of PDP stakeholders and the NPC why the PDP were bragging that we use the state security apparatus to subdue the younger political parties, and the APC laid claim to using federal powers. So in this case, we want to appeal to the organizers of this stakeholders meeting, most especially our respected IG of police, to please help us to address some of these security issues. Because in the past, we are well aware that the military, like the soldiers, they are supposed to stay far away from police centers and police units. But these are not usually adhered to. So please, we are appealing that that area should be looked into so that Edo State 2024 election will be peaceful in the best interest of all of us and the state. My name is Honorable David Omo Agabi, the State Order Secretary of the United People's Party here in the state. Thank you. Thank you very much. Next is NRM. I guess that's the new one that is added. NRM. Anybody from NRM? Nobody. Okay. Let's move to PDP. PDP.
Tell this woman make more for that place.
Never know.
Agostino Fund. I'm going to talk on. Oh, there with the food.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tony Azilemi, and I'm the chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State. The national chairman, INEC, permit me to stand on all protocols that have been established. As a party, we believe that the INEC Chairman portrays with his name that he means well and he wants to organize a free, fair, and credible election. For the programs and the innovations he has brought today, we cannot agree with him. I, Mr. Chairman, as a party, we wish to draw their attention some major concerns that we have, which we believe that we need to do office to address before the 21st of September this year. Number one concern, there was a recently concluded exercise, which was the recruitment and the training of SPOs. That exercise, Mr. Chairman, has been skewed to the advantage of a political party by the President Electoral Commissioner of Edo State. People that did not go for training, people that did not attend training, about 30 of them have been squeezed into that list from a very notorious state that elections were not properly conducted. Secondly, many of those people on that list are using fake ID cards from NDAs and government institutions. Mr. Chairman, we demand that you please scrutinize that list and make sure that anybody being appointed as an SPO really has the proper document and that they are not from that particular service and state that is notorious for election review. Second concern, Mr. Chairman, is the attempt by the Resident Electoral Commissioner to relocate established collation work centers across the state. Example, Esako West, local government. We have it on good authority. And there's a paper circulating as we speak that the Resident Electoral Commissioner of Edo State and the people in that have altered the ward collection centers in specific wards, but 7 specific, from a primary school that has been there on INEC website to another place which is close to the house of an ABC chieftain. I gave you, I said, was 7. There are at least 4 other wards where such alterations are being contemplated. I hope to look at it and take the decisions that needs to be taken. Number 3 concern, Mr. Chairman. Would you consider instructing a national electoral commissioner supervising the state? And because we don't have confidence in the record of this state anymore, they have decided to sign the ward coalition chief from ECAD for this election. Because we hear that those fellowships are all over the place, printed and given to a particular political party. Mr. Chairman, you know, better than many of us, that perception matters. That it's not what you say that matters, it's what you do that matters. We expect that you will address these concerns so that your integrity, your approach to getting things done in the proper way is not undermined by people under you. And as the rightly said,
that the Edo State offset election is all over the place. The world is looking at us. We have no excuse not to be fine. We cannot say elections are taking place in all the 6 states of the federation of our rights. This is just a group with only 2.6 million voters. We believe that the INEC Chairman will do the right thing. Now, for the police, as a party, we have not seen a partisan Nigerian police as under this INEC. We are so disappointed. And I'll tell you why. Before the 17th of July, Edo State were very peaceful. All the parties had conducted their primary, everything was peaceful. People were going all over the place with their campaigns. Nothing happened. Until that unfortunate incident at the airport, and all hell has been let go. The Nigerian police has been so biased under this IDP that I have a long list of my party members that have been arrested in a distasteful style. They break into their homes, take them out of their homes, they don't tell the wives and the lawyers where they are. People are taken to Abuja at 4 a.m. in the night. Who does that? Under a democracy. I won't read out of this. I just read a few people that are being harassed by the police. Lucky, Idea. Festus, Owaga. Master, Francis Lebeleki, Dr. Kelly Lebeleki. These are all people that the police are attempting to arrest and they are harassing. There are people that are in the custody of the police for almost 2 weeks. Would you believe that? Then 2024, Nigeria, you arrest somebody in the night, you take it to Abuja in the night, 2 weeks, the people are with you, you are not charged them to court. I don't just get it. And I would wish to remind Nigerian police that this is a joke. This is a joke. And the blood of those that have been to the remote in the 16th century still flows in our veins. Those that have been arrested and have been with the police for over 2 weeks are Noel Matthews, Amos Tom, O.C. Imojiri, Kingsley Usahon, Kehinde Okorotu, and some others. Why do the police not charge them to court? Why take them to Abuja in the middle of the night as if they are criminals? The third group of people that the police under this IDP, this partisan IDP, is harassing and have been declared them wanted by the police. Dr. Kelly Lebeleki, he is the chairman of Eastern Northeast Protocol. Emmanuel Orotu, Moha Karuna, Luke Emily, Festus, and Gabriel Omohana. What we are saying as a political party is that the police is within the police rights and jurisdiction and power to invite, to arrest anybody. However, we are saying, after doing that, follow what the law says also, which is do the investigation and charge the case to court. You cannot, under this dispensation, under the democratic dispensation of Mr. IGP, hold on to people that do not have access to their lawyers, do not have access to their families, their children, their wives, are trying everything. And we're here telling us earlier in the day that you promise that you will be neutral, that is what everybody expects you to do. Finally, one is so pitiable. Mr. INEC Chairman. A case was reported to the military, and the house was posted in Ovia Southwest local government. 1,000 indices were uncovered in the scene in that person's house. The people that went to report the case and those that were busted, the police invited everybody in and put everybody in. When the attention was drawn to that fact, he said, okay, we will look at it and see whether we can release all of them at the same time. Who goes that? You arrest a complainant and the people that indices were seen in the house. And you think we, as a political party, you say you're not biased. We are very biased. For us, as a political party, I wish to state that we are very ready for this election. We don't need help from anyone. What we will not allow is for anyone to think that they know is any other state. It is not, and it will never be. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go to the next one, which is PRP. Anybody from PRP? Anybody? Nobody? Let's move to SDP. PRP, okay.
My name is Patience. Governorship candidate for People's Redemption Party, PRP. Please permit me to stay on existing protocol. Very important to me is security. Security for everyone during and after this our election coming up on 21st of September this month. Security for everyone, and most importantly, security for the vulnerable population, the youth and the women. Very, very crucial. I also want to say that for the young ones, please do not allow yourself to be used. Because those people that are trying to use you or using you, their children are abroad, they are living good lives. When they went to elephant fight, they say the one on the ground is the one that suffered. The ones that are not influential or friendship is actually the ones that suffer. I also want to say for my brothers, of course, I'm the only lady in the race, the rest are my brothers. Please, let's try, to stop the vote buying. They say, if you don't buy the votes, nobody's going to, give you their hands and collect the money. So please, this is very, very critical. This election is very, very critical for our land and for our people. It is so critical that it reflects on our roads, it reflects on our hospitals, it will reflect on our educational system, it will reflect on the businesses, it will reflect on everything, because the person that puts the policy will now determine what happens in your life going forward after we are sworn in or whoever will sworn in. Please, let's make this election. I know a lot has been spoken, and advised and commented regarding the institutions. It takes you to tango. People make this up, these institutions. So we also, who are going to be going to the field to vote, we also need to take caution for our own lives, for our own security, for our own future. PRP is ready. We believe that INEC and the security agents will do the right thing. We are just hoping that the INEC and the security agents will also have trust in themselves, believe in themselves, believe in the nation, believe in the state, so that we all can move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, PRP. Number 16 is SDP. Anybody from SDP? SDP. Thank you. Anybody from SDP? Nobody. Let's move to YPP. Anybody from YPP? Okay, let's move to ZLP. Okay, ZLP, yeah.
Yeah, my name is Bishop Akalame, PhD SSI. I am the chairman and the governorship candidate of the Zenith Labour Party. Yeah, we are here for a serious business. So if somebody is going to distract me, let's go to listen. Now, I want to say something very important. Edo State is very crucial. And the reason why we are going to defeat the vote because the state. If there is no state, there will be no political parties and candidates, and all of us know the lie. After I have two things I want to say. One, to the INEC Chairman. The second is to the Inspector General Police. Now let me address the Inspector General Police. Your message was well delivered. In fact, when you were delivering the message, I was nodding my head in affirmation. But was so interesting. I want to say this, that the message should not be remembered, will not remain cosmetic. When your men begin to take that message to deliver it. I want to say to you, doing your job, don't have to revolve around any presumption or anything that have to come to a political party that will dissuade you not to do your job. You have intelligence in it. You know that part of the job. You know what is going on in the state. That's why you're here today. You do your job. Don't be vitiated. If anybody does anything wrong and you feel you have to go for it, get the person arrested. Prosecute the person. Let it come to jail. See, the commissioner of police invited for a meeting about 3 days ago. I told him, I said, in an election when we are doing something and you look at this one, say because nobody will take it. You see this one, says nobody will leave it. You have to deal with that. Honestly, if anyone do anything wrong, go for that person. I don't know what happened in the airport. I was very far away. I was in Lagos when I was shooting instead. I said, wow, they have come again. You see, it is not bad. We should not be definite. Power comes from God. And the people are those that vote and it's not what who need them. If the people don't want you, don't force your sway, force yourself there. So that's why you must do your job. Because when the time comes, I will say, the way I will come out and write an article against it. Make sure that the spirit you possess your members, possess your workers. That spirit I saw in you. I do. Then the second one goes to your girl, INEC. If you talk to a woman, the woman was grateful. You know what? I don't know, you are very soft. Your words are remove somebody from the ground. And I love you for that. This is the second time we are working a meeting with you. I love your humility. I love your charisma. You are doing very well. But the question is this again. A situation, you talk about voters, the number of people who have voted, you compare those to other countries. Fine and good, you have the number. But the question is this, how many of this number go to the field to vote? How many people can actually have their vote? That's the problem. Because a time will come, people will migrate from their home to the polling unit. The morning, as early as 7 a.m., 6 a.m., they are already in the field. They will wait for an end staff. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10, 12, 1. Some of them will just go home. The civic right and the word will be shifted. They will not cast that vote. What are you going to do in that word, in that regard? So this is my question for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Let the cameras face this way because we want to. Please, we are taking all the parties. Please. Okay? Let the cameras face this way and. No, wait. They will answer the questions and then we go for round 2, which will be, my friends, the civil society community to just wait. But before that, let me recognize my bosses, 3 of my bosses that came all the way from Abuja. First and foremost is Special Advisor to the Honorable Chairman. I'm talking about Professor M.J. Tuna. He's well seated here. The next is Chief Technical Advisor to the Honorable Chairman. Talking about Professor Kolade Inyola. Okay, and then the Chief Press Secretary to the Honorable Chairman, okay, talking about Mr. Rotimi Uyekion. Thank you. Okay. Yes, the Chief Press Secretary of the Governorship Chair, Mr. Rotimi Uyekyomi, is also well seated. I've been directed to take only 3 questions from the civil society. Only 3. Yes, because so many things have been said and we don't want a repetition. Only 3, please. I don't know. 1 woman and then 3 men. 1 woman, one female, 2 male.
Why not equality?
1. Okay, we make it 4.
I have to make it.
We'll make it 4. Please, let's not repeat anything that has been said, except things that have not been said. Number 1.
Good afternoon, members of the high table, political parties and comrades here. I am leftist Omobudi Aru. I will start by helping the Professor Mahmoud Yakubu to express the shock when one man said all the elections that have been conducted in Nigeria have been free and fair. Even the Prof disagreed with you. I must tell you the truth. To our IGP sir, you mentioned that ordinance will be withdrawn from VIPs in the course of the elections. And you again mentioned that alternatives will be made. I want to take a quickly, sir. We want to know, in clear understanding, what alternative do you mean? Because we need to be very sure. Even as we commend you for the indefinite suspension of our local security vigilante, we are very happy to hear that during these elections. And I think it deserves a clap. Please, round of applause. Very good. But again, here we stand against that to say we disagree with this new commando style of policemen coming to whisk away politicians from the door. Like others have complained, taking them away around 2 a.m. and those terrible times, breaking their doors and all of that. First, it looks very intimidating, harassing, and it is morale dampening. It has happened to me once when policemen from Abuja came to whisk me away from the door. They took me and some people in boxers in some very terrible vehicles to Abuja. In this election, sir, if we continue with that, it will only worsen the tension that we already have in the state right now. In case you don't know, I can re-emphasize, there's so much tension to the extent that political parties have entered into personal insults and abuses for themselves. We agree that some things happen that would have necessitated the police to intervene, but in Edo, we have the office of the AIG and we have the office of the CP. I think they are competent enough to intervene on issues of interparty clashes and it will be resolved here. So that these persons, if they are investigated, they either release quickly so that they can go back to their campaigns, or they are charged with consider they can go and get their bail. 3, because of what transpired in the last general election, sir, I'm still talking to the INEC Chairman now, sir. Edo people and Nigerians at large have lost confidence on this commission electoral, which is INEC. Not because we are in competition with the result that was called, but because we saw our friend, Mr. Festus Oponi, before that general election, telling us the process of the election, that it will be transmitted through INEC. But unfortunately, at the end of the election, it was the traditional paper or certain style of result that was read, and the hopes of Nigerians were dashed. We were not sure whether what was read is the true yearnings and will of the people. 4, the purpose For the purpose of records, sir, I don't know who we answer, so whether it's INEC Chairman or the IGP, but it's very important. But for the purpose of records, can citizens use their phone cameras to take video or still pictures during voting centers as citizens' evidence materials? Why do I ask? A lot of this will happen during elections. And people will need to report it. And they might not be able to need evidences to tell stories. And many times you see security agencies will come and snap people's phones or beat them up because they are recording or taking pictures. In this news electronic system of system we live in now, the phone has come to stay. It comes with camera, they steal and video pictures so that people can have evidences. The final answer. Instead of wasting so much energy, because I heard when the INEC Chairman mentioned the numbers of voting centers and they accompany security agencies to occupy these places, it now looks as if it was going to, we are not going to war. What are you going to think, sir? Instead of wasting so much energy, manpower, and resources of our security agencies, why can't we just commence the use and practice of full electronic voting system in Nigeria? That will be the end of the corruption in the electoral system in Nigeria. So I repeat, sir, this is very specific to the chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. I want to mention your name so that you won't think I'm mistaking you for this question for the Edo State rep. When are we going to commence the full use and practice of electronic voting system in Nigeria? That is what Nigerians want to rely and trust on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other?
Protocol. My name is Doris Ogbefon. And your men brief us on the status quo of the arrest as per electoral violence perpetrators. Why I would like you to react to this question is this. As civil society actors, we are more closer to the people than every other stakeholder you can think of. You brief us on the number in your job and that of the Nigerian police. Thank you, sir. That is one. Number two is to INEC Chairman. Sir, Edo State has 3 senatorial districts. And these 3 senatorial districts, they have peculiar and different land demography, and we can say there are areas that are not as free to reach like others. I will give you an example, sir. Over the years, we have had problem of bad roads, affecting the donors and the donors on your mandate, sir. Tell us, because due to the land just and Edo Center, we wouldn't mind stories that used to happen in the previous election to repeat itself again. Tell us on how or strategies were put in place to reach out to this far or hard-reaching area so that they will be able to access materials when they come out to cast their votes. These are the questions I have to you, my guests. Welcome to the State. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol, sir.
Okay.
My name is Doris Osu. I am TMG Transition Monitoring Group, Deputy Coordinator of Edo Central. I have a question, 2 questions, one for the IG and one for the Chairman INEC. My number 1 question is this. When I walked inside this hall, I found out that the sign language people are not here. And we have PWL, the persons living with disability here. But there is no one standing on that stage. Which is the right of. My number 2 question is this. Last election, I happen to be one of the observers their beavers, there is no right for own pasture. We have to look for power bank to boost that their beavers. It's a very big slap to animal. And we wouldn't want such to repeat itself again. It's a very bad report. And thirdly, the collection of INEC voting materials, that is our card. Some persons are here to collect their voters' card. Some persons are here to collect their PVCs. And when asking INEC, they will be telling you that they have sent it to different centers. But when they get to some areas, you find out that people there will tell you they don't see INEC officials. They are not collecting their papers. What is happening? What is the leaders doing at INEC office? PVCs, what is it doing there? Please, the leaders should be ready. Like the PVC should be ready. At least if these people or the masses feel they before the election to collect their PVCs, please, I am begging. Lastly, this attack on the INEC staff or we, the CSO, that are there to monitor the election, should not be tolerated again. There are some videos going around where a police officer will be standing right there and some people will be molesting and abusing the INEC officer or even the CSO there monitoring the election, and the police people will be there standing doing absolutely nothing about it. Please, we have passed that stage. We have passed that stage. Thank you very much and God bless you.
The last one. The last. The last. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Comrade Goodwill. I'm the President of the Conference of Small Communication Organization. Besides this, yesterday, I saw a video that gone viral where a man was seen to be a police uniform, abusing and saying some unpitiable words against the government. He was a police uniform and he was surrounded by a particular political party. And he was talking on the logo of NTA. From the mic he was using, he was really talking to NTA. That video has since gone viral. I want to know, sir, if the position of that man is the position of the police in this election, I just have please clear the air. So that we know that the police is neutral. That man we saw on video is not speaking the mind of the Nigerian police force. My second question has to do with, let me leave that. Somebody has asked it. Thank you very much. Okay, sorry, sir. The last question is disability inclusion. And then assured us that they are fully ready for this election and they are not going to leave anyone behind. The vulnerable and the PWD will be allowed to vote, to take that assurance. But how well are they going to implement these assurances? So what will appeal to the INEC Chairman to do all that is humanly possible to ensure that persons with disability are allowed to vote and are not lacking behind in this election. Thank you very much.
No, they are the fourth. No, they are the fourth.
To me, the MC expected that I was going to speak my sitting position. I have all my life been a teacher and we conduct our business standing. So I always prefer to stand. But I'm not going to take much of your time. The day is well spent responding to some of these issues on a blow-by-blow basis. But let me see if I can aggregate some of them. The first one was appeal to the Commission to ensure that we conduct free and fair election and that technology should work. And in particular, the upload of results to the IRF portal. Probably the gentleman that asked the question wasn't here in 2020. Edo has a record of the first state where INEC transmitted or uploaded results from the polling units in a major election in September 2020. We conducted the election in the middle of COVID, and anything that follows is taking a cue from what we have done in Edo State. I want to assure you that this is what we are committed to. After all, that's why we came all the way from Abuja to look at our systems, as well as conduct a mock accreditation exercise to test the integrity of the processes, learning from the experience of what happened in previous elections. So if you want assurance from me, the simple assurance that we are committed to doing whatever we can to uphold the integrity of this process. Two people asked questions about PVCs. That there are some PVCs, is it true that there are PVCs uncollected? Let me come out clean. There are PVCs uncollected. Even arising from the last exercise, there were PVCs that we had to print later in response to complaints by citizens. The total number of these PVCs is 1,835. And these PVCs have been delivered to Edo State. Now, earlier we delivered 184,438 PVCs. The 1,835 not delivered comes to 0. Do you think the Commission should extend all those who have not collected their PVCs to do so, not just the 165? I repeat what I've said. Democratic elections may not necessarily be about numbers and percentages. It's about citizens' right to vote, and our commitment is that we shouldn't in any way disenfranchise voters. So let me see by show of hands. Collection of people on Sunday, the 8th of this month. No PVC is being collected anywhere. 5 to 4,000. Is it you are the stakeholders that INEC should provide a few days grace for the uncollected PVCs to be collected, or that we should shut the system down and no more? Let me see by show of hand rather than of this decision taking, and the Commission will go back to the drawing board and look at the possibility. After all, no. INEC organization. No, I'm not going to be arguing with you, and the decision of the Commission will be made transparently open for all to see what we have done. Remember, I said in my opening statement that Edo is the only state where there has been no agitation, extension of time for the collection of PVCs. I probably came to the conclusion too early. Now the request for extension has come. Part of the reason why we hold this kind of consultative meeting is for us to build a consensus the rest of us. So we publish the list of pieces in Edo State by polling units. So for each polling unit, we see the number of PVCs collected and the number of PVCs uncollected. So into the list. But the commission to investigate. We know the number that we require for but in any case, we have taken measures, safeguards, that no one bought on the basis of identity theft. Even if you carry will not carry the person's we used to be leftists when we were younger. So I'm sure you are a comrade. So basically what you said is that can pictures of materials be taken on election day at the polling. I traveled a lot around the world observing elections. I don't know any jurisdiction on so that's the only restriction actually. But people are afraid. Then you said, when are we going to commence what you call electronic voting? Then there's difficult terrain and the availability of election materials that will not in some of the riverine and difficult terrains, locations with difficult terrains. Let me tell you that in our
on the eve of the election, but an alternative arrangement will be made for them. We will not leave the entire state. People look for individual security when general security is not adequate. But in the case of this, by the eve of election, the whole state will have been dominated by security. We have enough security in the state that even the VIPs will no longer need personal security. And whisking them away to Abuja. If anybody is arrested and whisked away to arrestment for electoral violence, the person who has this wants an update on the arrests that have been made concerning organizations, private organizations, for training by the police to perform security duties in their different establishments. The police does not have total control of what they do. They are at liberty, but these supernumerary policemen, because they still have the freedom to belong to any political party they want. And as I speak here today, I can affirm that they belong to different political parties in Nigeria. For that man to have to arrest me and investigate why he has to do that. So, please let it be known to everyone that that person is not a policeman. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the Inspector General of Police. May I call on the Resident Electoral Commissioner to come and make few responses. Thank you.